Hello, I'm Bob Ross, and I'd like to welcome you to our 5th painting series. If you've been with us before, I hope you have your almighty easel set up and you're all ready to go along with me and paint a fantastic little painting. And let's go across the colors that we're going to use. I'll have them graphically run the colors across the screen, starting with the titanium white and going all the way around. And they'll come across your screen in the same order that I have them on my palette. Hang around, I think you'll really enjoy what we're going to do. Now I've already covered the canvas with a thin, even coat of magic white. And the magic white, it makes the canvas wet, makes it slick. It allows us to literally blend color right on the canvas. And we'll go right into a little bit of phthalo blue. And we'll just work some of that right into the bristles here. Just beat it into the bristles so you have a nice, even distribution of color. Okay, let's go up to the canvas here. Maybe we'll let's just make a happy little sky here. We just use little crisscross strokes. And just let the brush just sort of bounce around and play and just let it have fun. Let it have fun. A little more color, and we'll go up here in this corner. And I'm not covering the entire canvas evenly. I'm leaving some little spots here and there that, hopefully when we're done, it'll look like some happy little clouds floating all across the sky. There. Now it's easy, real easy to make the sky darker, but it's a son of a gun to make it lighter. So use very, very little color when you first start. You can always go back and add more color. Now, while I've got this old dirty brush going here, I'm going to reach right up into this color, which is a little bit of phthalo green. And we want very, very small amounts. Extremely, extremely strong. And we'll just mix it right on the brush. There we go. A little phthalo green and phthalo blue. Okay, let's go back up here. Okay, now let's go to the other side and pull this way. Okay, and you can see how the color is blending and it's continually mixing with the magic white. Now you could do all these things on the palette, but they would take you a long time. Here we let it happen right on the canvas. Okay. Now I'll wash the brush, and we wash our brushes with odorless paint thinner. I never wash my brushes with turpentine. Only with odorless paint thinner. Shake off the excess, and that's the most fun of all. Now with a clean dry brush, I'm going to go back into the sky and just very quickly blend it out a little bit. Those light spots remain. There. And just let this happen. We really just sort of let it just flow right out of our mind, right onto the canvas. And you don't have to spend a great deal of time planning and worrying. You just let it go. Let it go. Okay, tell you what let's do. Let's take an almighty fan brush here, and we'll make a happy little cloud. And I'm using a number 6 fan brush and some titanium white. Tell you what, let's put the least little amount of permanent red in there. Put a little sunshine on it. We want some sunshine in our clouds. Load a lot of paint into the bristles. A lot of paint. Okay, let's go up to the canvas here. Maybe, right here, using just the corner of the brush, we'll put a happy little cloud. And clouds are very, very free. Very free. Just let them bounce around and play. And we're looking for areas here that are thick, areas that are thin, areas that have no paint. Keep the brush moving. Keep it moving. If you let it stay in one place and keep doing this, you're gonna end up with a big cotton ball up in the sky. Let it move. Okay, tell you what, let's go to the other side here, maybe. There is a happy little cloud that, yeah, there was. He lives right there. Just let him go. There he is. And you put these clouds wherever you want them. This piece of canvas is your world. It's your world. And you make your world the way you want it. A clean, dry 2.5-inch brush, and I want to blend the bottom of these clouds out without touching the top. So let's start right here, and very lightly, very lightly, very lightly. 3 hairs and some air. Just let it caress the canvas, barely, barely, barely touching. Blend the bottom out, leave the top of the cloud alone. Okay, let's do this one, and work in layers. Okay, now let's fluff this cloud. Now watch what happens. We're going to lift this cloud up, and you're going to pull little stringy things of paint up. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. You want those to happen right now. Okay, let's do that again over here on the other side. Just blend the bottom of the cloud out. Just like so. Fluff it up. And then blend it. And this little son of a gun here, we don't want to forget him. And we'll just blend him out and fluff him up. And then very lightly. Very lightly. Isn't that easy? That easy. You've got some beautiful, beautiful, very effective little clouds. Okay, I'll wash my brush. There's a screen in the bottom of this can that I scrubbed the brush against. My home is in Fairbanks, Alaska, so I'm sort of hung up on mountains. So let's build a fantastic little mountain here. We'll take some phthalo blue, some Van Dyke brown, and we'll use a little bit of alizarin crimson. So we have phthalo blue, Van Dyke brown, and a small amount of alizarin crimson. Now, the more crimson you put in, the more purplish your mountain's going to be. Pull this paint out very flat and just cut across it so you have a small roll of paint. There, right out on the edge of the knife. Let's go up here. Now you have to make some decisions in your world. Where is the mountain going to live? I'm going to have my mountain live right there. And you're really, really pushing this paint into the canvas. Really push it into the canvas. And anywhere you decide there's a bump or hill or big stone, put it in. Put it in. This is where you exert your fantastic power. It's right here. Okay, now, see, you scrape off the excess paint, and the canvas will keep what it wants. The value is in the material. Okay, now, I want to remove more excess paint and blend this out. Because the canvas is wet, this paint will move, it'll slide. You can move it all over the canvas. There we go, just pull it out. And when you're painting mountains, always remember, if you can see the entire mountain, it's always more distinct at the top than it is at the bottom. At the bottom of the mountain, we have mist, and now we have pollution. All these things have a tendency to break up and diffuse light. And you can see from that, the top of the mountain is very dark, it's very strong. And down at the bottom of the mountain, then, it's very soft and quiet and peaceful. And that's what we're looking for. Okay, now I'm going to go right into my titanium white. We'll put a little snow on this mountain. A little bit of snow. Pull it out very flat. Very, very flat, just like we did before. And then cut across it. Get that small roll of paint. Okay, let's go up here. Now, you have to make some decisions. Which one of these peaks is the farthest away? The one that's farthest away? Let's do it first. There, just follow right down the mountain. No pressure. Absolutely no pressure. No pressure. All that's touching the canvas is that little roll of paint that's on the knife. And then you begin thinking about where the light would strike as it just comes through here. Now, some people find it easier to put the shadow on first. Personally, I like to put the highlight on first and then put the shadow in later. But either way that works for you. There are no set, firm rules in painting. You find what works for you, and that's what you do. There. And we'll go in the opposite direction, the opposing direction, whatever you want to call it. And put in some shadows. And every shadow needs its own little private highlight, or he won't play. He'll just disappear on you. Look at that, look at that. It's unbelievable. I was a traditional painter for many years, and I suffered, and oh my gosh, would spend weeks and weeks and weeks on a painting. And you can bring this down to wherever you want it. You can end up covering your whole canvas with mountains, which is a super way to practice. I'm going to take some phthalo blue and titanium white, and we'll mix that together. And to that I'm going to add a small amount of Van Dyke brown. The brown is there just to dull it down. And I'm not worried about over mixing that. Just leave that paint marbled. Okay, and once again we'll take that little roll of paint. Let's go up here. And when I got finished I had turned it to mud, or I was so tired of looking at it I didn't want to paint on it anymore. And this offers you unlimited freedom. Unlimited freedom. And that's what we're all looking for. A little bit of highlight right there. Now, let's just sort of bring these together. Maybe it comes from right here, and just let it sort of work together. Like so. Come right down. Just like that. And you can keep adding just wherever you think there should be a almighty peak. That's where it should be. There. And on this series, we're going to try to, I'm going to bring in a couple of friends. I think I'll bring in a couple of friends and let them show you some fantastic things that can be done. The more people that you see that can do this, the more you'll understand that you can do it too. There's no big secret to it. Anybody can do it if they're willing to practice a little bit. Now we'll take the large brush. I want to create some mist down here. So here I'm tapping, just lightly tapping. Pay particular attention to the angles. Always follow the angles in your mountain. And then we'll lift up. Very lightly. Lift upward. And look at that. Creates very soft, misty effects. Maybe, let's play a game. Let's play a little bit here. Maybe one of these peaks here. Show you how to bring a mountain. Oh, I tell you what. We're having such a good time here. Show you something else too while I'm here. I'm going to take a little of the magic white and add it right into my titanium white, so it's a little bit thinner. Okay, now with just a clean knife here, we can drop in a few little sticks and twigs, that easy, wherever you think they should be. Just drop them in. And I think we have a finished painting. And with that, we'll stop here. I'd like to wish each and every one of you happy painting. I look forward to seeing you next week. Goodbye.